Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Kosi and in today's video we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful dress. So if this is the first time coming across my video or it's the first time seeing me, thank you so much for stopping by. Please hit on subscribe button, also turn on notification bell so you'll be notified anytime new videos drop. So today's tutorial is going to be all about the making of this sweet jumpsuit or play suit that has side pocket and button in front. So if this sounds like something you want to learn, keep on watching and let's get started. Two souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. To make this dress, you'll be needing at least 3 yards. For a plus size, you can make use of 4 yards to 3.5. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and open it up like this. Then after opening, we are going to firstly cut out the half length. Okay, so for the half length, this is what I have here and it's on a fold. So what I will do now is to take my half length measurement. So my half length is 15 inches, but I will add extra 1 inch to make it 16 inches. Alright, I'll go ahead and mark 16 inches and I will first cut out the back. After cutting the back, I'll use the back to cut out the front piece, okay, for the upper part. After marking, the next thing is to mark half of my shoulder measurement plus half an inch stitching allowance. Okay, so after marking, I'll come down by 7.5 inches for my armhole depth. Then I'll also use the half of my shoulder measurement to make a straight line. All right, so I used it to make a straight line like this, as you can see. Then after I was done with this, next thing I'll do is to mark quarter of my bust circumference. I'll mark quarter of my bust circumference, and after marking, I'll place my tape from the shoulder line. Then I'll come down by half an inch since we are cutting directly on the fabric. After that, I'll measure what I have from there to the armhole, and I have 7 inches. I'll mark it. I'll divide it by 2, then mark 3.5. Also coincide by half an inch. Okay, so after that, I will go ahead and connect the dots I have. Then I will connect to the point I marked quarter of my bust circumference. Then after that, I'll add 2 inches seam allowance on the bust line. So on the waist, I'll divide it by 4. I marked quarter of my waist circumference, then added extra 3 inches because of the dart and seam allowance. Okay, so after marking, I'll go ahead and connect. After connecting, the next thing I will do is to go ahead and mark 2.5 inches for my neck wideness. Okay, this is for the back, and I'll come down by 1.5 inches for the neck length. Okay, so after that, I'll make a round neckline, just make the curve like this. Then once I'm through with that, I will make my shoulder slant. Okay, then I'll go ahead and cut it out just like this. So after cutting, I'll place another piece of fabric, then cut out the front. So guys, for the front, I went ahead to place it on top of it. Okay, I placed the back piece on top of this one and I just added half an inch for the sewing allowance because we're going to be joining a piece there later. And that's why I added this half an inch extra. Okay, so after that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. I ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna make it's time to end the ride. After cutting, I'll use my chalk, then I'll spot out the neck wideness for the front. Then I'll remove the back piece and I'll come down by 2.5 for the neck depth of the front. Okay. So I came down by 2.5 for the neck depth of the front piece. Then I made my round neck curve. Then go ahead and connect. After cutting, you can see what I have here. So this is it, guys. So right now I'm done doing this. What I'll do now is to remove the back piece. So for the front piece, the next thing you want to do is to remove some inches for the band. It will have a separate band, as you can see in the picture inspiration. So remember the half length was 15 inches and I added 1 inch to make it 16 for the stitching allowance. Okay, so after that, on this down part here, I'll come up by 1.5 inch. Okay, so I want to subtract 1.5 inch from the waistline, then I'll replace it later with band. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and mark 1.5 inches, use it to make a straight line, then cut it out. Also slash the center front and give it a notch. See you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. This is the band. I've gone ahead to cut it out. I cut this out of camera, as you can see. So I had join on one of the piece. Alright, so you're going to fold it into two like this. But before then, I'll let you know the length and wideness of this band. So right now, what I'm doing here, I just measure the length. And for the wideness, I have 2 inches on a fold for the wideness of this band. Remember, we removed 1.5 on the waistline, so I added extra half an inch to make it 2 inches. All right. So now this is the half length. Can you see? So this is it here. You can see I placed the band and I have excess. Okay. To determine the length of this band, you will just merge it together with your waistline for the upper part, then add extra 3 to 2 inches for the excess. Okay, so what I have here is total of 13 inches. Okay, so I'll also go ahead and reduce this other side. I added extra 3 inches for the waistband. You can make yours 2 inches if you want, but 3 and 2 inches is okay. You should be more than that. Can you see? So the next thing now is just remove it, then I'll cut out the down part. So this is the knicker side, that is the down part. You can see my fabric is on a fold. So what I'll do first is to mark 2 inches on the hemline. I'll mark 2 inches. This is for the folding. Okay, this is for the folding allowance. So I'll go ahead and make a straight line with it. I marked 2 inches, as you can see. After marking, the next thing to do is to place my tape. I want to get the full length of the short. So the full length of this place suit is 35 inches. The full length of this place suit is 35 inches. And I place it there, then I'll subtract my half length, which is 15 inches. Okay, from this side, I'll subtract my half length, which is 15 inches. Then I'll use it to make a straight line across. After marking the straight line across, on that same line, I will mark 1 inch. Okay, I'll mark 1 inch here. Can you see? And I'll also bring my half length. This is my half length. Then I'll place it exactly at that point. Okay, I'll place it exactly at that point. Then I'll go ahead and chalk that side out. Okay, so I want the waistline of both pieces exactly the same. Okay, so after I was done with that, next thing to do now is to determine your crotch line. So for your crotch line, you're going to divide your hip circumference by 4, then add extra 3 inches. Okay, this is jumpsuit or play suit. This is jumpsuit. Okay, this is jumpsuit. So because you are making a jumpsuit, you should add extra 3 inches to your crotch line. Okay, then I added my and I went ahead to mark it. Okay, so I made a straight line with it. Can you see? So after I was done doing this, the next thing I would do is to make a straight line. So I placed my tape at the waistline, then I measured what I have there in total and it was 12 inches. So I'll use it to make a straight line just like this. I'll keep on marking this line till I get to the crouch line. Okay, so I stopped here, as you can see. The next thing again now is on the same waistline, you are going to come down by 8 inches for your hip line. Okay, so from there you go ahead and connect to the waistline. You can see what I did here. You slant it into the waistline. Okay, so after I was done with that, I want to go ahead and mark my thigh measurement. So normally my thigh measurement is 28 inches. All right, so what I usually do was to just divide the 28 by 2 and I'll mark 14 inches. But in this tutorial we are going to I will show you guys another method to get your crotch extension for the front piece. Okay, so how to get it is after dividing your hip circumference by 4, anything you get also divide it by 4 and whatever it gives you go ahead and mark. Mine was 9 inches, so divided by 4 gave me 2.2 inches. So I marked it, but I just decided to add it half an inch to make it 2.5 completely. So after marking, I made my curve on the crotch extension side, I be line. Okay, after marking, go ahead and make your curve. Okay, so this is the down part. So for the down part, I'll divide my knee circumference by 2. Then I went ahead to mark. After marking, I will add extra half inch. This is for the stitching allowance. So I'll go ahead and connect. After connecting on the side, I'll also connect on the other side like this. Then after doing this, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah. After cutting, this is what I have here. So I'll go ahead and cut out the back piece. So for the back, you're going to place another piece. Make sure it's on a fold. Then place the front piece as well on top of it like this. Then on this side, I will add 2 inches. Okay, remember the back and the front piece is not the same thing. The back of a trouser or any pant is always bigger than the front. So I extended the 2 inches on the down part and also extend the crotch line like this. So I'll add extra half an inch to that side. Then I mark 3 inches. After marking, I'll go ahead and connect. Okay, so I'll also mark 1.5 inch on this side. Okay, at this side I'll mark 1.5. So I'll also go ahead and connect it. Okay, just like this. You connect it very well. Can you see? Also go ahead and cover it like this. Can you see on the crouch line? So after that, what I will do next is to go ahead and cut it out. Okay, the back should be straight. Okay, the back should be straight. Do not add any inches at the upper part of the back piece. Okay, this is playsuit, so it has to be straight like this because you are joining your half length there. So after cutting, I also go ahead and cut out the side. Okay, so after cutting, I will slash it. Alright, after slashing, I also slash the down part that is on the folded side. On the side we are going to fold, I will slash. After cutting on the side, I will mark half of my nipple to nipple. I added half an inch to make it 4 inches. Then I went ahead to mark. Then I'll also go ahead and come down by 4.5 inches for the dart length. Okay, so after marking it like this, I'll also subtract half an inch on both sides. Okay, then I'll go ahead and connect. After that, I'll make a notch. Okay, so after making this notch like this, what I'll do next is to remove the back piece. Then I'll leave the front because I want to cut out a pocket. Okay, so if you don't know how to cut your pocket for your trouser or knicker shorts, go ahead and watch what I'm doing here. So on the waistline, I marked 2.5 inches. So on the side, I came down by 7 inches. So from there, I went ahead to make my curve. So this is very simple. On the waistline, mark 2.5 and also come down by 7 inches on the side. Go ahead and connect and cut it out. So this is for the pocket. Alright, so this piece here is for the pocket itself, and the one I made on this piece is pocket curve. Okay, so what I'll do here is to place it like this, then I'll go ahead and give that same curve. I'll cut them together like this. Okay, so after cutting, this is what I have here. So I'll also make a straight line at this other side, then also go ahead and cut it out. So for the length of this piece, I have 14 inches by length, and it's also on a fold. So I went ahead to slash, then I notched the upper side. So this is for the pocket piece. Alright, this is it guys. Now the next thing to do now is to go ahead and start my sewing. So this is the back piece for the play suit. What I'll do here is to go ahead and sew the crotch line. Alright, from the waistline, go ahead and sew with half an inch. Okay. After sewing, I also made my dart. As you can see, the dart length, I told you it was 4.5 inches. Okay, so this is it. I'll also go ahead and open it up. Then I'll also place the half length. Remember, this is the back piece. Both pieces are back piece. Okay, so I'll notch the half length. I'll just go ahead and notch the midpoint like this. So I'll just go ahead and place it. So you are going to place them the right side facing each other like this. Then go ahead and join them with half an inch. So there is no dart on the upper part. I won't be making any dart on the upper part. I just need a dart only on the down part. Okay, so if you like, you can make your dart on the upper part if you want. So after sewing, you can see what I have here. So can you see? So right now I'll just keep it aside and I'll work on the front piece. Okay, so this is the front piece, this is the down part for the front piece, and this is the pocket. So I already have a tutorial on how to attach pocket. I actually have so many of them, so I don't want to repeat it again. So what I will do here is to go ahead and do everything about attaching and sewing a pocket. Okay, I'll also do the same thing on this piece. After sewing everything about the pocket or making everything about the pocket, I will be right back to join the upper part. So I'll leave a link in the shop box so you go ahead and watch the video. So guys, after sewing the pocket, you can see what I have here, and I also made the dart as well. So this is the pocket. I'll leave a link in the description box so you watch how I did this. I have so many video about this about attaching a pocket, okay, or making a pocket like this. So the next thing I will do now is just to merge them together. You place them the right side facing each other. So on the waistline, I'll place my tape, then I'll come down by 7 inches. Okay, yours could be 8 inches, yours could be 9 inches, depending the height. So go ahead and sew. From that crouch, you go ahead and sew. After sewing, you can see what I have here. So this is the front piece. So next thing to do now is to remove this aside and I'll work on the half length. So this is the front half length, okay, and this is my band. So what I'll do here is to go ahead and fold the band. I'll fold it by two like this. I'll also do the same thing on the other one. I will sew on the right side of the fabric. Okay, since I'll be attaching to the waistline and also attach to the down part, I'll go ahead and sew on the right side of the fabric. Also do the same thing here as well. So after sewing, guys, you can see what I have here. Okay, so this is my elastic. I have black and white. Okay, this is the only elastic I have left as at the time I was filming this tutorial. So what I have here for the wideness, I have quarter of my waist measurement. Okay, on each of the elastic I have quarter of my waist measurement, and I also have 1 inch elastic band here. Okay, I just made use of 1 inch elastic band. You can make use of 2 inch elastic band if you want. Okay, so right now what I'll do is just to insert it like this. Can you see? After inserting, I'll go ahead and sew on the both sides. Just stitch it down on the both sides. You can see it's stretched, so go ahead and stitch it. Do the same thing for the other piece. So after stitching, guys, you can see what I have here. You can see how stretchy it looks. Okay, so what I'll do next is to go ahead and join it. Okay, I'll head over to my sewing machine, go ahead and join, and I'll also do the same thing for the other piece as well. So guys, after joining, you can see what I have here on the wrong side of the piece, and this is what I have on the front side of the piece. So this is the downside. Okay, this is the downside. So what I will do is to go ahead and join. Okay, I'll go ahead and join, and make sure when joining you don't sew on top of the elastic. When joining the down part, make sure you don't sew on the elastic. Okay, do the same thing for the other one as well. After joining the band, you can see what I have here. Can you see how beautiful it looks? So this is the pocket. All right, so the next thing to do now is to take the measurement from the neckline to the other neckline. So I'll just place my tape and take the measurement. Okay, go ahead and place your tape. So from the neckline, go ahead and take the measurement. Just know what you have from the neckline to the other neckline. And what I have here was 39 inches, but I want to cut a band. When cutting, I'll cut out 42 inches. If there is any excess, I'll cut it out. So this is the band. You can see what I have here for the band. Okay, I had to join it to give me a long piece. So for the wideness, I have 4 inches, and for the length, what I have here is 41 inches. Okay, so now this is it. What I'm going to do now is to go ahead and start joining. Okay, so go ahead and turn the wrong side of your fabric. Alright, when joining this band, you will turn the wrong side of your fabric, then place the right side of the band on the wrong side of your fabric. See what I'm doing here? Just get the midpoint. I already have joined at the center side, that's why there's no need getting the midpoint since I have joining. So get to your midpoint. If you don't have any joining on the center side, get your midpoint, go ahead and join from the wrong side of your fabric, just like this. So after joining with half an inch, you can see what I have here. Can you see? This is what I have after I was done joining. Can you see? So this is it, guys. The next thing I'll do now is to go ahead and give it a notch. So look at what I'm doing here. Look at what I'm doing here. Just watch very closely so you see where I notched. So you can see where I notched. This is the exact point I notched. Can you see? So on that side you joined your band. On the side you joined your band, underneath give it a knot so it will relax. Also do the same thing here as well. So you have to be very careful so you know the exact point to notch. Okay, so after notching you can see how relaxed everything looks. Can you see? So this is the right side. You can see how neat and how relaxed everything looks, especially on the crotch line. You can see how relaxed everything looks. There's no clothes packing on that side. Okay, so what I'll do now is to flip the band over to the right side like this. Can you see? So the next thing to do right now is to go ahead and give it a top stitch. Just go ahead and give it a top stitch, flip in the same side and fold in half an inch. Go ahead and give it a top stitch. Okay, you're going to fold half inch inside like this. You can see how beautiful and neat this looks. So go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and give your top stitch. After sewing, you can see what I have here. After sewing, guys, this is what I have. You can see how neat and beautiful this looks. So guys, next thing to do is to make your overlap. So one of these will lap the other. Okay, so the side that is going to lap the other should be the left side of your dress. Okay, so from the left side of your dress, you can see what I did here. You flip in the other side, then you lap it on this side. I already have tutorial like this, just different style, but it's the same thing. So once you lap it like this, go ahead and sew. You can see where I marked my chalk. Go ahead from there, you go ahead and sew till the neckline. Okay, you can use 1 inch space to make this. Okay, so when sewing, you're going to sew it separate. Do not sew together with this one. So after sewing, guys, you can see what I have here. So this will make it relax even more. Okay, once you overlap it and sew on it, it will make it relax even more. Okay, so this is how beautiful it looks. Can you see? Especially this waistline. This waistline is very beautiful. Alright, so what I'll do now is to go ahead and join the both shoulder. Okay, so after joining the shoulder, you can see what I have here. Okay, so this is it, guys. Alright, so I also went ahead to pin down the left side. That lapping side, I went ahead to pin it. Okay, so I pinned only the left side. I did not pin the both back and front piece, as you can see. So we are going to go ahead and shape. Okay, so before you shape, you pin the left side. Just pin it, close it up with your pin or hold it with your pin, then go ahead and shape your dress. Okay, so to shape this dress, I'll first of all use my pin to hold them in place. After pinning, I will take my body measurement, then go ahead and sew.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way, yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah,
So guys, after I was done shaping, guys, you can see what I have here. I also fold the down part with the 2 inches I marked before. Okay, so what I'll do is to turn the right side of the fabric. After turning, you can see what I have here. So the next thing to do now is to sew the crotch line with 1/2 inch. Okay, I'll sew this on the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, so guys, I'll also go ahead and fix the sleeve. So this is basic short sleeve. I'll leave a link in the short box on how to cut this out. So after folding, you can see what I have here. I went ahead to join as well. Okay, so this is what I have here, and the crotch line, you can see I joined it as well. Can you see? So the next thing left is for me to measure the neckline. So I want to fix the cape. There is a shirt cape that I want to fix. So to do that, you're going to measure your neckline to know what you have, and after measuring, for me, what I had here was 17.5. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. I'll cut it out. Okay, so this two-piece, I have this two-piece, and what I have here is exactly 17.5 plus 1 inch for the stitching allowance, and I have two-piece here. So the wideness is 2 inches. So what I'll do is to head over to my sewing machine. I'll go ahead and sew from the 1/2 inch. I also sew this side. Okay, so what you see me doing here is that I'm adding extra 1 inch because of the curve we have at the cape neckline. So on the shirt, you see this curve. That curve on that picture is what I want to create here. So I'll just go ahead and sew from that end to this other end. So after sewing, guys, you can see what I have here. So I also went ahead to measure what I have left, and what I had left here was 14.5 inches. So I'll just go ahead and turn it to the right side. Okay, once I turn to the right side, guys, this is how it looks. Okay, and I'll measure that point from that point to the other point, and I have 14.5 here. Can you see? So what I'll do is to cut out another piece. So you can see I already ironed my soft gum stay. That is the lightest one, is what I ironed, and I went ahead to mark 5 inches wideness. Okay, I marked 5 inches wideness. Then after making a straight line, I'll go ahead and cut it out just like this. Then after cutting, the next thing to do is to open it up like this. Then I'll fold it into two. Okay, I'll fold it into two this way, then also refold again. I'll fold it into two like this, then also refold again. Okay, you fold it into two, go ahead and refold. After that, I'll divide the 14.5, I'll divide it by 2, and whatever it gives me, I'll go ahead and mark. Then I'll also add 1/2 inch for the stitching allowance. Okay, I'll add 1/2 inch for the stitching allowance, and after that I'll go ahead and connect to the other end. Okay, I also notch the midpoint. So this is what I had after I was done. So I'll take it to my sewing machine, and I'll go ahead and stitch on both sides. Okay, do the same thing on this one. After stitching, I'll turn it to the right side, and I'll use my scissors to bring all the edges out. Okay, so after that, this other piece, I'll go ahead and turn this piece to the wrong side. Okay, this other piece, I'll turn it to the wrong side. Then after that, I'll go ahead and flip in this other piece, the bigger piece. I'll go ahead and place it like this. Okay, you open the smaller piece up like this, go ahead and put it inside, arrange them in place very properly like this, then head over to your sewing machine and stitch it with 1/2 inch all straight down. After stitching, you can see what I have here. So we now have the cape effect. Okay, we have the cape now. So what I'll do now is just to start placing. So I'll start placing from the wrong side of the dress. Okay, then I'll sew with 1/2 inch like this. After sewing, you can see what I have here. So the next thing to do now is to flip in the seam side, then I'll fold in 1/4 inch. Okay, I'll fold in 1/4 inch and go ahead and sew. Okay, So at this point, you already know what to do. You make your top stitch like this. You do it till you get to the other end. So guys, after so you can see how beautiful this looks, and this is my dress, guys. This is very beautiful. Like, it's very beautiful. All right, so the next thing to do now is to go ahead and attach the button. I will tag the button. So let me tell you how to do this. Okay, so if you want to attach this button, you're not going to tag or attach it as we normally do if you're making a shirt. Okay, so you can see where I place the button. So if you want to place your button, you will place it on the right hand of your dress, okay, and make your buttonhole on the left side of your dress, okay. Make your buttonhole on the left side of your dress and attach your button on the right side of your dress, okay. So I'll go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. So this is the final look of our beautiful dress. After attaching the button and making my buttonhole, I just went ahead to iron it out, and this is how it looks. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.